Oscar De La Hoya's message to Xander Zayas. The Zone, pay-per-view, Las Vegas, and Vergil Ortiz are waiting. Now, I'd like to say up front before I respond to this is that any clip I play, I don't own the rights to that content. It's for educational purposes only. Let's hear what Oscar De La Hoya has to say, and I will respond. Take it away, Oscar.
So frustrating. Boxing right now is just stale, especially here in America. Fighters don't want to fight each other. Perfect example, Xander Zayas. We have a perfect fight for you on a silver platter, pay-per-view. Let's do it from Las Vegas, MGM. And you keep saying you want to go to Puerto Rico? How? Your promoter has no TV whatsoever. Where are you going to fight? OnlyFans? Dude, we have the Zone. We have the pay-per-view. We have the date. You and Vergil, Mexico, Puerto Rico. It's huge. What are you waiting for? Let's do this. I mean, this era right here, I cannot wait for this era to finish. Only the fighters that don't want to fight and who are literally man. They want to do it for extra millions and this and that. No, let's be real here. Pay-per-view, the Zone, Vergil Ortiz, Xander Zayas. Let's do it. Las Vegas. What are you waiting for?
I'm not the only one that says this. I know I can't be the only one that says this. But this is a good fight for us hardcore boxing fans. I would love to see this fight. But this is not a pay-per-view fight. No one's going to pay for this. It's going to do terrible on pay-per-view. If I can remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But did Xander Zayas offer his services to Vergil Ortiz and Golden Boy when Boots Ennis pulled out the fight? I think it was Boots Ennis. And Xander Zayas stepped up to the plate and said, yo, I will fight you on a turkey card. And he was turned down. And speaking of turkey, this fight belongs on a turkey undercard. This is where they make the most money. It's a good fight. People will watch it. They will get exposure. That is where this fight belongs. Not on pay-per-view in Las Vegas. Vergil Ortiz, along with Errol Spence, has a good following in Texas, but not good enough to carry a pay-per-view. Oscar is trying to convince people that he offered Zayas 50-50 in a pay-per-view bout in Las Vegas. What is 50-50 of nothing? This is straight out of a promoter playbook. Okay, I haven't got Vergil Ortiz a title shot in 9 years, so I give Zayas a fake offer and then say, well, see, he turned it down. I'm trying to give Vergil Ortiz a title shot, which Oscar will say Zayas ducked him, but in reality, he did not duck him. All Zayas said is he wants to fight in Puerto Rico. But Oscar's trying to convince the public, well, see, I try to give Vergil Ortiz a title shot, but Zayas won't cooperate, so we have to fight Lubin. After saying that you want to give Vergil Ortiz a soft touch because he's been in tough fights, you can't make this stuff up. The only time Oscar is not lying is when his lips are not moving. I'd be surprised if the Zayas fight happened. I expect to see Lubin October 18th.
So here's the opinion, you've heard it here first. Moses Itauma will wreck all them old men out of the division. Uysk, AJ, Miller, whoever there is who's old, Zhang, fucking whoever else there is, Luis Ortiz, all these big names of the past are all a spent force. And even the world champion now, if they took my belts and give them to Uysk, Moses will wreck him. Because he's a young man versus an old man. An old man can't mess with young men.
The Ring magazine has put Moses Itauma in the rankings. He's ranked number 10. And it sounds like Tyson Fury has sour grapes after he lost to Uysk twice. You know what? He mentioned all those older heavyweights, but he forgot to mention himself. If he's going to knock those guys out, he's going to knock you off too because you're just around the same age. So Tyson Fury believes Moses Itauma will beat Alexander Uysk because Moses Itauma is 20 years old, Uysk is 37. Alexander Uysk has not took a beating like a Deontay Wilder, like a Luis Ortiz, like a Joe Joyce, like a Tyson Fury, or the guy he just knocked out, Dillian White. Also, those older guys in the division does not have the boxing IQ that Alexander Usyk has. And Moses Itauma may beat those guys. He may beat a Joe Joyce and Andy Ruiz, and Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. But we got to remember, Itauma's only had 13 fights. Let's don't overhype the kid just yet. It's 2 heavyweights in the division I think he'll have trouble with. One is Alexander Usyk, and I think he'll have trouble with Tyson Fury. I think both those guys, and I'm not a big Tyson Fury fan, but this ain't about who you like. I think Tyson Fury has a high boxing IQ, and I think he would give Moses Itauma different looks. So those 2 guys, I'm not sure he beats. Now, word on the street is if Jermaine Franklin get past the Duty's fight on September 13th, he could be the next opponent for Moses Itauma. Franklin's a quality heavyweight, never been knocked out. If he does Franklin like he did Dillian White, because Jermaine Franklin has been competitive with Anthony Joshua, Dillian White. He's been very competitive in those fights. So we'll see what happens. If he does him just like he did Dillian White, then we're talking. Until then, I have a hard time believing that he beats Usyk or Tyson Fury. But we will see. Time will reveal. I do like what I see so far.
Manny Pacquiao. Dmitry Bivol. Arthur Beterbiev. Bernard Hopkins. Floyd Mayweather.
There was rumors. I'm like, God damn it! Like it's gonna be like too much for Crawford. Like Canelo is too big, too strong. Like Crawford and Canelo, they're like too much. Like more like one like the favorite boxers for me. I love Canelo. I love Crawford. Even like after I fought Crawford, I become his fan. Like he's an amazing boxer. I like my position changed. I think Crawford is too fast and too smart for Canelo. Even Canelo is a good boxer. I'm not saying like nothing from not taking nothing from Canelo, but the way like when you see like oh he's too big, when you see Usyk fights and what Usyk did to the big guys like Joshua and Fury, so the size of that doesn't matter.
A little side note. Do anybody notice that Canelo looks kind of thin and then Crawford's putting on weight? That could be a big factor in the fight. Canelo can have more stamina than what we think in this upcoming bout. Now, the first clip I played was a guy asking Canelo to give him a signal when he's naming a fighter that's better than Terence Crawford. Canelo never gave him that signal, which tells me Canelo thinks Terence Crawford is the biggest fight of his career. Regardless of what the fanboys are saying, you can't rely on Crawford or Canelo fanboys because at the end of the day, those guys want to drink their bathwater. Or they try to convince you Canelo meant something else. Well, he meant to say this like they know him personally or something. I told you before, Canelo is really focused on this fight. He's taking this fight seriously. In his mind, this is his Mayweather rematch. Now let's get to what Green Machine was saying. Green Machine was saying that Crawford is too smart for Canelo, and that's what's going to win the fight, and size is not going to matter. And even though I disagree with him, he makes a valid point because when we look at size with Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk, it wasn't a factor. Matter of fact, if the ref wasn't in the way in the first fight, I think Usyk would have knocked out Fury. And Fury had a 60-pound weight advantage over Usyk. I get his point, but I believe the weight is going to be a factor in this fight, but we'll see what happens. Also, the boxing IQ. I think people are underrating Canelo on a boxing IQ. Canelo's boxing IQ is real high, and I think he will display this in this fight because this fight's going to be a chess match at the beginning. I'm really surprised how many people are changing their pick on a Terence Crawford fight. Now, the people that were picking Canelo at first, like Mean Machine, are now turning the other way and picking Crawford to win this fight. Maybe they see something I don't see. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Beezy, or call me Mr. Wakanda, as some guys call me. I'm gone.